when we care. Liverpool went from genuine classic to pop sellouts real quick.
I don't think it's about pop sellouts, Alex. I think this is something that's happening in the Arsenal fan base right now. We're seeing faces we've never seen before. We're seeing fans we've never seen before. We're seeing people who are new fans. Listen, this is the objective reality of the sport. Some people fall in love. Some people support the teams that are good. Some people have, like, it's passed on from their parents. You know, some people like a certain player. That's how people support football clubs. It's just the reality of the situation. By the way, even 20 years ago, some people became United fans because of Ronaldo. Some people became Liverpool fans because of Gerrard. Some people became Arsenal fans because of Henry. It's okay.
Arsenal fans are the only proof that it's not about the winning. Arsenal Football Club now, their viewers.
Here we go. You're
Allah, I was gonna say something. Allah,
you have the biggest break on YouTube.
Allah, I was gonna say something serious. Allah, I was gonna say something serious. You watch there's a lot of Arsenal content creators out there. There's a lot of Arsenal fans out there. Wallah, I'm not joking. You made it look like a joke. It's not a joke. These people support their club now, and even though they're not winning trophies, and they're everywhere, they're supporting the club. How many Arsenal fans are there? How many Arsenal content creators are thriving? By the way, positive and negative. Both of them, right? They're both thriving because now, do you agree that Arsenal are doing well or they're not doing well? Because if by Terry's logic, Arsenal are doing very well, right? Because all the Arsenal fans we see them everywhere. They're buying the shirts. They are supporting the club. If people say Arsenal are not doing well, that means the theory is wrong. It's very simple. If people are saying, just very simple. Like, I don't think it's all about that. Like, you support through thick and thin. I know, like.
It's funny, though, because on Monday's Straight Fact Show, it's a great point. On Monday's Straight Fact Show, on Top 6 show last week, I asked Dubes, the Chelsea fan, this question. Because I'm trying to figure out whether fans really think that trophies are all that matter in football. So I asked Dubes this question. That we all agreed that the Conference League is not as big a trophy as the FA Cup. You would all agree with that, right?
Yes.
My question to him was this. Chelsea keep your history, you keep all your trophies, you keep your stadium, you keep your club name, you keep your kits. You're still Chelsea. But would you swap? Not just everyone would swap a smaller trophy for a bigger trophy. It's such a stupid debate to have. Why would you not? I'd swap having £1,000 in my bank for having £1 million in the bank in isolation. But would I swap the lifestyle and the dedication and the sacrifice needed to get that £1 million? Depends on what I've got to do. So I said to him, look, you can have that FA Cup for a more successful season. You can keep your history and still be Chelsea. But what you take forward for the coming seasons is Crystal Palace's squad, Crystal Palace's finances, Crystal Palace's pool, Crystal Palace's budgets for buying new players. Would you swap for that bigger trophy now if you had to take that? And he said, no, of course I wouldn't, which I think is proof that not just winning trophies isn't the only thing that matters to fans. He was thinking about the future and winning more trophies consistently and bigger trophies, which is part of it, but you wouldn't just take a trophy in the short term. I also asked the question to Spurs fans on Monday's Top 6 show. Would you swap? Again, Tottenham remains the same, but you get rid of the Europa League. But what you have is next season, you have Arsenal's quality of squad and Arsenal's pull in the window, budget in the window, and you have their chances of winning the league next year. Would you swap it? Kate, who wasn't on the show in the group, I said, no, I wouldn't. Henry Wright said, yes, I would. He'd give up a trophy in the pursuit of a bigger trophy. Interestingly, what Kate said to me is, and her husband, they were voice noting me, they said, we wouldn't do it because what we don't want to miss out on is the journey from going from being a bad team to a good team. We want to experience that growth, which was great because this is what I'm looking for. Are trophies are trophies the only part of football that matter? And I think there's something we all want to achieve. I don't think they are the only thing we want, or we don't only want a Carabao Cup. We don't only want to just win this trophy here and there. We want more consistency. Some people don't want that without the journey that comes before it, as an example. So I always find it's an interesting conversation when it comes to Arsenal because they have done very, very well to go from a team out of the loop, not in title races, to being in one. Now they've got to become a team that's done fantastic, brilliant, becomes a great team by winning these major trophies. And I think that that's the next step for them, for me personally. But
Can I tell you something for real about this?
Hmm.
If you consider yourself a big club, the only two competitions that matter are the Champions League and the Premier League. Everything else, if it means regression, doesn't matter. With all due respect to everyone, if you tell me that your team is going to win the cup, like listen, I don't support the Premier League team. If you tell me your team is going to win an FA Cup, but I'm going to regress, that means you have less chance of winning the league in the next 5 years. I wouldn't take it. The only trophy that I would take for that is the Champions League, because that is the pinnacle of football. And of course, winning the Premier League is the pinnacle of being a good league team. Anyone that tells you otherwise don't consider themselves a big team. Anybody.
But that's it though. But this is why I think it's an important conversation. And the reason why I thought, oh, my dog, it's my bag. I thought I kicked my dog in the head. It's a bag. The reason why I think it's a really important conversation, I think, and we are responsible for this as football fans. And I think we started this conversation, not us three specifically, but us as fans. The media are now compounding this, and I don't like it. This idea that every club and every team and every fan is a monolith. We all think the same and want the same and demand the same. Because I think if you turn around to Palace fans and said, you're not going to win the league in the next 30 years, we're going to guarantee that today. You'll be anywhere between 17th and 5th in the league every year. But every 2 to 3 seasons, you get a domestic trophy. They're going to snap your hand off for that because they view football differently due to the size of their club. And that's not a dig. I don't mean it in an offensive way. There'll be some Palace fans that go, no, I actually want to progress and get to that level. You'll get, you offer that to Luton fans. You offer that to Tottenham fans. I think they all, a large percentage, accept it. I don't think any member, I don't think the vast majority of fans at Liverpool, City, Arsenal, Chelsea, or United would accept that. And that's why when it comes to talking about standards and what the most important thing in football is, I don't like it as this reductive notion that just winning a trophy is all that matters. No, I want to be in league title races. I want to be consistent in the league every year. I want my club to have a genuine chance. Again, if we're talking utopia, I want to be, as a bare minimum, because I know we can't win it every year. I think that's, again, utopia is win every trophy every year. I actually think that'd kill football. I think you'd become bored of it. I want to be in the hunt to win those 2 major trophies every single year. Just picking up a domestic trophy but coming 10th, I'm not satisfied by that. So it isn't the pinnacle. But equally, not all clubs view the pinnacle of football the same as each other in any given moment. And I just think we have to start having, because the media are not going to help us with this and the pundits are shit. I think we've got to start having more sensible conversations as fans about this stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, Crystal Palace and Newcastle, their seasons probably feel better in some respects than maybe Liverpool's does, or Chelsea's if they win tonight, because of how thirsty they have been. Maybe not for Liverpool, because their fans haven't witnessed that league title and the celebration, so that's really fair.
But if Man City won the league this season, Crystal Palace fans' feeling will be better than Man City's fans.
Oh, without a doubt. Even though it's less of an achievement. So, and some people, but Terry, you're talking about trophies. Of course, trophies matter. It's not just trophies. It's what trophy, why, the context. If you remove the context from this game, from our game of football, I think you ruin it. We need it. I loved seeing Palace win that trophy. In fact, I hated seeing Spurs do it because it was at the behest of my team.
Are you talking about Arsenal here or general football conversation?
I think what's happened is this. I think the conversation around Arsenal, and some people want to attack Arteta. Some rivals want to just attack that football club. I think it's created a narrative around football, which is we have to all treat all football clubs the same at every given moment. And I don't like it. There's something I find...
Okay, I'll say this. Everything you've just said applies to Arsenal 100% if you admit right now that Arsenal are not a big club.
It's the other way. He's saying it's the other way.
No, I don't agree.
You're missing the point.
Yeah, I am missing the point.
No, you are missing the point. I watched the video today, Thierry Henry. He was speaking about Mikel Arteta. Do you guys see it? I don't know if you can.
He's gonna play it. Can you play it, Terry?
I haven't downloaded it, but I'll get it downloaded. I'll play it.
I'll send it to you. I literally have the link. I'll send it to you right now. The thing is with this conversation here, I'm gonna send it to you right now on your WhatsApp.
Yeah, great conversation. I like this.
Yeah, this conversation right here, because he is kind of saying the same thing that you're saying, but he's explaining that every journey as well needs to have some form of destination. At least here, I just sent.
I agree.
It needs to have some form of destination as well. So journey. Okay, every journey on this planet, whether you are walking, or riding a bicycle or riding a Ferrari or on a bus or in an airplane, it takes longer time than each other. Some are more painful. Some make your body ache more. Some are way more comfortable. If you take right now a business class flight from England to France and it's an hour flight, you barely feel it. But if you take an economy class flight all the way to Beijing and it's 15 hours, by the time you arrive, your body's like a towel. Like it has changed the way that it looks. But there is still a destination. Now the issue is this is the constructive criticism. You both know when I'm bantering, you both know when I'm being serious. We're having a serious debate right now. So the objective conversation is the following. I get it that when Mikel Arteta first arrived, he had a building job. I understand. There was no floor. He has built a house and everything. I completely understand that. All I'm simply saying is now, from 3 years ago until today, and I will provide the same exact argument that even Thierry Henry presented, which is, could you not even get a cup? Could you not even just win something?
Yeah.
Could you not even? I'll take you back. Hear me out. Hear me out.
Hold on,
Let me land.
Hang on. Let me play the clip. And then,
can I just finish that quickly?
Okay, very
I'll
quickly.
just say one thing before I forget, and we'll play the video. Just one thing. 3 years ago, Arsenal were in the Europa League, got eliminated by Sporting Lisbon. Let's say they won that Europa League. Last year, they got into a title race, didn't win it, no problem. This year, they got into a title race, they left with an FA Cup. Yes, Arsenal are a big club. Yes, they're a gigantic institution, but it still softens the blow, because an Arsenal fan in the chat right now would be like, at least we won something.
I agree with you. See, this is where I agree with everything you're saying, and I bet I agree with what Henri says. The point I'm making is that if Arsenal had won the League Cup this year, the vast majority of Arsenal fans would not have their thirst quenched in the same way Luton winning it would feel, which is why the statement of winning trophies is all that matters lacks context. I think Arsenal now just winning a Carabao Cup, I don't think that's good enough for them as a collective. It will soften the blow. It'll be